You've probably heard it 100 times. Olive oil is good for your heart. And yes, it's true. But what most men over 50 don't realize is this. Olive oil also plays a quiet, powerful role in your prostate health. Used correctly, it can help calm inflammation, support healthy PSA levels, and even improve hormone balance as you age. But used the wrong way, it can do the opposite. It can increase oxidative stress, feed low-grade inflammation, and silently make urinary symptoms worse, the kind of changes most men blame on getting older. The truth is, olive oil itself isn't toxic, but how you buy it, store it, cook with it, and drink it can turn this ancient medicine into something your prostate struggles to handle. And here's the shocking part. Almost every man who tries to eat healthy with olive oil is still making at least one of these 5 mistakes. Mistakes that waste the antioxidants, destroy the healthy fats, and in some cases trigger more inflammation instead of less. So in today's video, we're breaking down the 5 toxic olive oil mistakes 99% of men over 50 are making, and how to fix them easily, so you can actually use this oil to protect your prostate, not irritate it. Stay till the end, because mistake number 1 is the most common, and it quietly cancels out everything good olive oil is supposed to do. Meet John. He's 63, retired, and pretty health conscious. After his last doctor's visit, his PSA was slightly higher than before, not dangerous, but enough to worry him. So he started searching online for natural ways to support prostate health. He read that olive oil could help, rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, Mediterranean diet approved. It sounded perfect. So John began a nightly routine, 1 tablespoon of olive oil before bed, every single night. He even bought the fancy bottle with the Italian flag and the words "the extra virgins" in bold. But after 3 months, something didn't feel right. His digestion was off, he felt bloated after meals, and when he returned for a checkup, his PSA had gone up again. Confused, John brought the bottle to his doctor, and together they discovered it wasn't pure olive oil at all. It was a cheap blend, part soybean, part sunflower, with just a hint of real olive oil for flavor. Instead of calming inflammation, it was quietly making it worse. John wasn't careless. He was trying to do the right thing. He just didn't know how to choose, store, or use olive oil properly. And that simple mistake is one almost every man over 50 makes, often without realizing it. Before we go any further, a quick note. This video is for educational purposes only. It's not medical advice, and it's not a substitute for professional diagnosis or treatment. Every man's body and prostate are different, so always talk to your doctor before making any major changes to your diet or supplements. The goal here is simple: to help you use olive oil the right way so it truly supports your prostate and not the other way around. And because I know many of you like having something easy to follow, I've created a free 1-page prostate-friendly olive oil checklist. It shows you exactly how to buy, store, and use olive oil safely, step by step. You can find it in the pinned comment below. Just write "checklist" in the comments and I'll make sure you get your free copy. Mistake number 5, buying fake or blended olive oil. Let's start with the biggest mistake, buying the wrong kind of olive oil. You might think you're using real, healthy, extra virgin olive oil, but according to multiple independent lab tests, over half of the olive oil bottles sold in American supermarkets are either mislabeled or blended with cheaper seed oils. They look authentic: green bottles, Italian words, gold labels, but inside, you often get a mix of refined soybean, sunflower, or canola oil. And here's why that matters. Those seed oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation when they're out of balance with omega-3s, and chronic inflammation is one of the key triggers for prostate irritation and elevated PSA levels. So instead of calming your body, fake or blended olive oil can quietly fuel the very thing you're trying to prevent: low-grade inflammation in your prostate, your joints, and your blood vessels. The good news is, there are clear ways to avoid it. Look for these signs on your next bottle. It should say extra virgin and cold pressed. Check for a harvest date within the last 18 months. Choose dark glass bottles, not plastic or clear glass. Look for official seals like COOC, NAOOA, or EVA certification. These confirm purity. And finally, check the country of origin. Single country oils, like Italy, Spain, or Greece, are usually more reliable than mixed origin blends. Once you open it, smell it. Real extra virgin olive oil should have a fresh, grassy scent, sometimes with a little pepper at the back of your throat. If it smells flat or oily, it's likely been refined or blended. The difference might seem small, but your prostate and your overall inflammation balance can feel it. You're not just buying oil, you're buying purity, and purity is what keeps this ancient food working for you, not against you. And even if you buy the best olive oil in the world, you can still lose its benefits completely if you store it the wrong way. Mistake number 4, storing olive oil wrong. You could spend $20 on a bottle of real extra virgin olive oil, but if you store it the wrong way, you'll lose nearly all of its prostate protecting power before you even finish the bottle. It's one of the most common mistakes men make, especially those who like to keep their oil proudly displayed next to the stove. It looks convenient, even elegant, but that's exactly where the damage happens. Heat, light, and air are olive oil's worst enemies. Each one slowly breaks down its healthy compounds, the same antioxidants and anti-inflammatory molecules that help support prostate health and lower oxidative stress. When olive oil oxidizes, it loses compounds like polyphenols, oleocanthal, and vitamin E, the very nutrients that calm inflammation in your prostate and help keep your PSA levels stable. And in their place, the oil forms unstable molecules that can quietly add more stress to your body's cells. The result? A bottle that looks fine, smells normal, but offers almost none of the protection you bought it for. The fix is simple. Store your olive oil in a cool, dark place, away from the stove or window. A pantry cabinet or a drawer is perfect. Always choose dark glass bottles or stainless steel containers because clear glass lets in light, which speeds up oxidation. And once you open the bottle, make sure you seal it tight. Air exposure is just as damaging as heat. If you buy large bottles, pour a smaller amount into a dark dispenser for daily use and keep the rest sealed and stored cool. Finally, try to use your olive oil within 2 to 3 months after opening. Freshness matters. Older oil loses both flavor and benefit. Think of it like this. Your prostate responds best to calm, steady balance, and your olive oil should live the same way, cool, quiet, and protected from stress. And speaking of stress, the next mistake happens when we put too much heat on olive oil while cooking, and it can quietly undo everything it was meant to help. Mistake number 3, overheating olive oil when cooking. This one happens in almost every kitchen, especially when we're trying to eat healthy. We cook vegetables in olive oil, maybe sear a steak or fry an egg, and we think we're doing our body a favor. But when olive oil gets too hot, it loses the very compounds that make it so good for your prostate. Here's why. Every oil has a smoke point. That's the temperature where it starts to burn, breaking down its healthy fats and antioxidants. For extra virgin olive oil, that's around 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it crosses that point, it doesn't just lose nutrients. It creates new, harmful compounds called aldehydes and lipid peroxides. These can irritate tissues, raise inflammation markers, and even impact blood flow to the prostate and pelvic area. So even though olive oil started out pure, too much heat can quietly turn it into a stress trigger, the exact opposite of what you want when you're trying to calm inflammation. The fix? Keep your cooking temperature medium or medium-low. Olive oil is perfect for sautéing, roasting below 400 degrees Fahrenheit, or finishing dishes. You can even drizzle it on cooked food afterward. That's when its nutrients are at their strongest. For higher heat cooking, like frying or grilling, use avocado oil or light olive oil instead. They can handle the temperature without breaking down. And here's a simple rule of thumb. If your oil starts to smoke, it's already too hot. Remove it from the heat, let it cool, then start again. Your prostate thrives on anti-inflammatory foods, and every time you keep your olive oil below the smoke point, you protect those precious compounds, the polyphenols, oleocanthal and oleic acid, that keep inflammation low and hormones balanced. Remember, your goal isn't just to cook, it's to cook smart. And speaking of smart, many men try to take things one step further by drinking olive oil directly, but that's where the next mistake often begins. Mistake number 2, drinking olive oil the wrong way. In the last few years, a new trend has spread fast. Men drinking a tablespoon of olive oil before bed to cleanse the body or support prostate health. And while olive oil can absolutely help lower inflammation and support hormone balance, the way you take it matters just as much as the oil itself. Let's start with what happens when you do it wrong. Many men take olive oil on an empty stomach, sometimes even multiple spoonfuls, believing more is better. But olive oil is still a fat, rich, dense, and high in calories. 1 tablespoon equals about 120 calories. Taken too often or without food, it can cause bloating, acid reflux, and diarrhea. And here's the part most people don't realize. Digestive irritation doesn't just stay in the gut. It increases systemic inflammation, which can affect your prostate and PSA levels over time. So how do you fix it? Moderation and timing. Start with 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon per day, and always take it after a light meal, not on an empty stomach. You can mix it with a bit of lemon juice or warm water if you prefer, but avoid drinking it right before lying down. The best time is after dinner, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. That gives your body time to digest it smoothly, letting the antioxidants and healthy fats absorb properly without overloading your system. Used this way, olive oil can truly support your prostate. It nourishes your cells, balances hormones, and provides anti-inflammatory benefits throughout the night. But when overused, it stops being a helper and becomes a burden. Your goal isn't to drown your body in healthy fat, it's to feed it what it can use. And that brings us to the most overlooked mistake of all, the one that happens not in your bottle, but in your daily habits. Mistake number 1, ignoring inflammation balance. This last mistake is the one almost every man makes, not because he's careless, but because it sounds harmless. You buy real olive oil, you store it right, you even use it daily, but you still eat processed foods, red meat, fried snacks, or too much sugar. And you think, it's okay, olive oil will balance it out. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Olive oil can support your prostate, but it can't fight a losing battle against constant inflammation. Your prostate is a small, sensitive gland, and when your body stays in an inflamed state, it affects blood flow, hormone balance, and even PSA readings. Too much omega-6 from seed oils, too little fiber, too few antioxidants, and protective compounds in olive oil never get the chance to do their job. It's like putting clean water into a dirty pipe. The problem isn't the water, it's the buildup around it. So, what's the solution? Make olive oil part of a full anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Combine it with omega-3 fats from salmon, walnuts, or flaxseed. Eat more cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale. They help detox estrogen byproducts that can affect the prostate, and reduce processed meats and sugars, which drive silent inflammation. Think of olive oil as your amplifier. It enhances whatever lifestyle it joins. If your diet is clean and balanced, olive oil multiplies the benefits. But if your diet is filled with inflammatory foods, olive oil can't undo the damage. It just joins the noise. Your prostate doesn't need perfection. It just needs consistency. A few mindful swaps, a bit more color on your plate, and suddenly, olive oil becomes your best ally again. Remember this line: olive oil can't heal an inflammatory diet. It amplifies the one you choose. And now that you know all 5 mistakes, let's bring everything together so you can start using olive oil the smart, prostate-friendly way. So here's the truth. Olive oil itself isn't toxic. It's one of the best foods you can use to protect your prostate as you age. But like any good thing, it only works when you treat it right. Most men never realize how small daily habits, a wrong bottle, too much heat, poor storage, or the wrong diet, can quietly take away everything olive oil is supposed to do. But now, you know better. You know how to choose pure, high-quality oil, how to store it in the dark, how to use it gently when cooking, and how to combine it with an anti-inflammatory lifestyle that keeps your prostate calm and healthy. Remember the 5 key lessons. 1. Check the label, no blends. 2nd, store it cool and sealed. 3rd, never overheat it. 4th, drink it smartly, not excessively. 5, and always balance your diet. Each of these small steps helps lower inflammation, support healthy PSA levels, and protect your energy and confidence as you age. And because you've stayed until the end, I've got a simple gift for you. The prostate-friendly olive oil checklist. It's 1 page, easy to follow, and it shows you exactly how to make olive oil work for you, not against you. Just comment checklist below, and you'll find it waiting in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to understand how something as simple as olive oil can quietly protect or harm your prostate, depending on how you use it. Remember, better health doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from doing the small things right, consistently. A clean bottle, a cool shelf, a gentle flame. That's all it takes to let this natural oil do its job. If you found this video helpful, please give it a quick like and share it with another man who might still be making one of these mistakes. It could help him more than you think. And when you're ready, watch my next video. Top 7 Daily Foods for Men Over 60 with High PSA. You'll discover how to build a prostate-friendly plate and how simple foods can help calm PSA naturally over time. Stay healthy, stay curious, and I'll see you there.